We're live in like a bunch of places. All right, you guys, we are live here tonight. Welcome, Gino. Gino, did you go to Facebook and do your thing? That's why I did the 30-second countdown.
What do I do on Facebook?
Remember, you go to your profile, you go to edit privacy, and then you make it public. Anyway, welcome you guys to tonight's show with Gino and Nathan. IOPPS Indigipreneur show. Sorry about the layout. We've kind of had technical difficulties here, so we're just well, here it is right now. We'll go with this right now. So the IOPPS Indigipreneur show, we are going to have a guest tonight. We did have a guest whose name was her name?
Lucie Feather, all the way from Quebec.
Yeah, so we did have Lucie Feather on scheduled in tonight, but that didn't happen. An emergency came up, so we were frantically looking. We did find someone. She's having technical difficulty right now with her Wi-Fi, so hopefully she can get that figured out. But tonight we were going to talk about entrepreneurship in regards to what Lucie had going on, and can you tell a little about her business, what she did do?
Yeah, she had a couple of businesses. She was involved in some technology creating biofuels.
Uh-huh.
And also looking at some housing material market stuff that she had that was supposed to improve the efficiency, energy efficiency overall. So she, I believe her and her husband or partner anyway, were launching that, and they were trying to garner some attention in front of an Indigenous audience. And she caught wind of the Indigenous business entrepreneurship page and thought it might be a good idea. So
cool.
But too bad that you couldn't make it.
Yeah, next time. So next, for right now, we're just gonna say we're gonna roll on with the show. That's just the way it goes. But at first, always check out IOPPS.ca for your daily jobs. It is a Indigenous job board. I am the CEO and owner. My friend here to the left here did co-found it with me. But yeah, well, high five. So we are going to be doing the show once a week, every Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Like I said, technical difficulties tonight, but we are going to get with the show. Tonight, we have a guest here with us tonight. We have Sequin Hennique. Welcome, Sequin. How are you?
I'm doing just fine. How are you guys doing tonight?
Good. Thank you for joining us.
Good, Sequin.
Yes, thank you for joining us.
How are you?
Short order. Gino, make sure your phone's your thing's hooked up on your Facebook, okay? But anyway, guys, we are going to be talking about podcasting tonight. Sequin Hennique is a former, I guess you could say, IOPPS, not employee, but she was part of IOPPS at the beginning. As me, Gino, and Sequin were like the beginning, I guess. Started with me and Gino, and where we were doing podcasts through our phones, and then we kind of just expanded. We brought other people on, and one of the groups was IOPPS Empowers Women, and Sequin was one of the four. And what they did was they went live and just interviewed women and tried to empower each other. So yeah, that was a while ago, eh? Can you hear us, Sequin? I don't think she can hear us. So that's what I mean, man. This is what happens when you go live. You just never know what's going to happen.
So that's why you just go with the flow. One of the things that we were chit-chatting about is podcasts and what defines, or actually what is a podcast. Seems like a lot of people are jumping all over that term, and I think, including myself, I really don't know what qualifies as a podcast as opposed to going Facebook Live. Is there a difference?
A podcast, so what they're saying is a podcast is when you I guess when you
Yeah,
record,
it sure was.
when you record a podcast and then you put it on, you put it
Hi,
into the
can you guys hear
world
me?
again.
Yeah, it was.
Sequin, you're way behind the conversation here. Can you hear us? So a podcast is what my definition. I think the definition is that I gotta mute her here for a sec. Can you hear us now? I don't think she can hear us. But the definition of podcast is when you hear it on Spotify, all those other shows, Apple, Google Podcasts, and then you just listen while you drive or do it, whatever you're doing, cooking. Those are podcasts. I don't know. I think doing things like this is considered the same thing. I don't know. I think it is. I just call them live podcasts. Claudia says, "Go with the flow." Bravo, Gene. Bravo. And yeah, right now we are going with the flow, and I guess that could kind of does that transpire to the business world, Gino? Like that is your world, right? The business world.
Well, it's not my world. It's a world that is collectively owned by millions, maybe billions of people, and that's something that you always got to do. I don't like it. Just kind of reminds me of back when we used to work in justice, and we used to work with inner city kids and that. And how you had to go with the flow. There was nothing that you could rehearse. There was nothing that could prepare you for certain situations. You have it or you don't. And I think the same thing could be applied when it comes to entrepreneurship. You have it or you don't. And if you don't have it, hopefully those that you surround yourself with do have it, and it's going to rub off on you. And after that, then you definitely go with the flow. It's, I think that the future, when you look at the young people and you think of the different chiefs leadership that we have, not only in Canada, but throughout North America and around the world, and you look at some of their mindsets, Chief Clarence Louis, you know what? Don't give me a welfare check, give me a paycheck. And, when you start going along that line, is it a job that you're looking for, or is it a career? Because there's a big difference between a job and a career. If you want to go make some money to get you through the winter months, go find a job. But if you want to build a life around a career, then you go find a career, right? So.
Wow. No, those are good words, man. You're so right.
Furthermore.
No, that's good, man. It's good. We got Michelle here. Here. Mindset is so important. Michelle joins my morning show all the time, and she's got her own business that she just started with her husband.
Oh, yeah. What kind of job? What kind of business is that?
It's, I think it's one of the marketing ones that you ever scroll Facebook and you see these people saying, I was in the oil field and all this until I found all this business stuff or something.
Yeah.
Online business. I think that's what she does. I think. Hey, Sequin, are you back with us or?
Yeah, I'm back with you. Thanks guys for the short notice. I'm here. Just one little thing about podcasts. Can we go back to there for a bit?
Please.
Okay. I don't have my landline with me right now, but I'm in Atakakoop and I have a Wi-Fi where I get a signal from the neighboring reserve north of me. So trying to work on that. So if you have a podcast, make sure that you have if you have a crappy Wi-Fi, a direct landline to your router. So that's
you're stealing Wi-Fi right now?
No. I do pay for my Wi-Fi. So the thing is, though, on my laptop that I use for podcasting, the port broke in the back during my last show when I did a podcast with Tim and Michael Hopkins. And that was unfortunate. So I thought I could log in with my cell phone. There's so many ways that you can podcast, and hopefully I'm clear right now.
You are. You're good.
Yeah. Just out of curiosity, who's your service provider out that way?
Probably SaskTel.
Yeah.
I think it's ExploreNet. No, it's not SaskTel.
She thinks
ExploreNet.
She's stealing Wi-Fi. This is what she thinks. I think they're using. It's ExploreNet.
So right now, I would like to ask all of Whitefish on the south side to just log off for a bit so I can get a little bandwidth.
Quit watching cat videos.
Okay, you know what? Listen, let's get into the topic right now of bandwidth and Wi-Fi and everything, and because it pertains to podcasting, which we are going to get into a little bit, and it pertains to Indigenous business that's going to be from the north and up. I've had a podcast about this, and I talked about it about this summer or when we were on lockdown and stuff, and it was about internet and how disadvantaged the rural people are, like the farmers and everyone, and especially everyone on reserve, how disadvantaged we are. And I know Gino and their reserve, they got some high-tech fiber lines all around their Mr. but majority, like 99% of the reserves in Canada have no, we have Wi-Fi, but it's not good. So this brings me to Elon Musk. And I always talk about Elon Musk. And if you guys don't know who Elon Musk is, he's that guy that does the Tesla car and all that. But it's those satellites in the sky right now that are going to be, I think, to me personally, and I don't want to bring on the conspiracy theory talk about all these satellites and, mind control and all that stuff, because I want to talk about the what good they are going to bring. So right now, for people don't know, like on my reserve red pheasant, we have 5 megabytes Mbps, which is basically, you can't even get that in town. It's so crappy. Like, we are the lower of the low, and I think the minimum you can actually get in towns and cities is like 10 or 15 and up or something. But we are so low, we only got 5 Mbps. So right now, I think they were testing right now that they're so close. These satellites, Starlink, if you guys want to check it out, Starlink are so close. I think they were shooting for November, December to start giving us internet. And right now they're averaging, I think, 100 megabits per second, which is pretty damn fast. And
wow,
yeah, because right now we're paying about $75 for internet at the 5 megabits per second. And
is there a limit of data that you could get on that?
On ours, no, we're unlimited. But it's still so crappy, right? It's like, but you got no choice, right? You're stuck. You pay what you got no choice. It's literally like, well, you can, disconnect and not do it. But I mean, in our world, we need it. But then that goes back to business. That hinders so much potential of Indigenous people and even rural people, like, that live in farms and whatnot, of like creating an online business, because everyone needs to be connected, right? Like, I know we'll go back to Michelle Rogers here, who I remember they were saying they had to build put a pole or a big huge antenna or something on top of their house to get not fast Wi-Fi, but just to get a good connection.
Right. So you're paying $75. I'm paying $120 over on my end. It is unlimited, but it's touch and go a lot of times.
Do you know what the difference is? Is that red pheasant is under SaskTel, Mistwasis, Atakakoop, Big River is probably all under ExploreNet. And with ExploreNet, if you go over, then you're going to get charged accordingly. Some pretty big costs associated with that.
Yeah, but it's like, it's the cost and everything. Okay, the cost and everything. But I mean, the big picture is that it's the connection. Like, can you imagine how many businesses? And I'm saying it right now, and I'm going to keep repeating it. Once that internet starts coming up with Starlink and everyone gets the internet, like they're talking the Arctic Circle is going to get the internet. Like, you can be anywhere where there's never been connection. All of a sudden we're connected. Like, this is how it's going to be, right? But can you imagine the potential of all the Indigenous businesses that are going to be started and entrepreneurs that are going to be starting up just because they are going to get a connection?
I can imagine that. I can totally relate.
I don't know, like, it's the year is 2020 and we're having discussions about connectivity on First Nations. What's wrong with that picture? Case in point would be around back home, they put a cell tower in Montnebo. Sequin, how big is Montnebo?
Population 5, maybe. I'm not something around that area.
20 on a good day.
Yeah.
What's the population in Atakakoop?
Oh gosh. Thank you for that. On reserve, it's about 1,600 people.
1,600 people.
Yeah.
What's the rationale in a small town like Montego? Not saying that they don't need it, but what's rationale that SSL sets up a tower there and not at Takakoo? Or else even Mistwasis, we have an on-reserve population, 1,400 people, and we have no cell tower. They get one in Leaf. The RM of Leaf with a town on a good day is probably 600-700 people. On any given day, we're twice that number in Mistwasis. So I don't know, like, I think we really need to kind of push back and to the service providers and demand a service that anybody else would be afforded. And when Elon Musk comes along, then I think there's a really good opportunity that we could say, ExploreNet, SaskTel, thanks, but maybe no thanks.
We won't need. I'm going to answer Chris's question right now. If you guys go to fast.com,
I'll do that right now on my end.
.com. Yeah, go ahead, do it right now. But you might go to here, fast.com, and it'll register right away. But you guys got to be connected to Wi-Fi. So if you're on Wi-Fi right now, go to fast.com and it'll register your speed. If you're on reserve, see how fast your internet is. If you guys got like, if it ends with a kbps, it's super slow. But if you got an M in there, Mbps, with at least 2 digits, then you're going to do all right.
Oh.
So you got 15, you know. See, 4.1. Yeah, so you're sitting at about 5. Yeah. Gino froze.
Gino froze with this big 15. I'm still going strong with my little 4.1. Woo.
Yeah.
So what's the norm? What's the norm on the res? I wonder, it would be really cool to put together a survey.
The norm is literally what you put. Yeah, Gino, you're back. So Gino, you showed 15.
Yeah.
Which is pretty slow. Considering you live in the city. But yeah, you're the norm on reserves is 5 megabits per second. Yeah, what does this lady say?
I got 4.1.
I don't have fiber here at my home, still on copper wire. Tell us $80 a month. Our nation needs fiber. Yes.
But what's interesting, Ardell, you guys are right beside Slave Lake. Like, how far is that? It's across the road.
Look, Chris is in a city, and look at, she's got 330 megabits per second.
Wow.
I'm moving in. I'm moving in, Chris.
Can we get your Wi-Fi code, Chris?
Chris, can we build a podcast studio at your place?
It's okay. So there you guys go. There's a difference. And this is just think about that. This is just for, if you want to have an online business, you can still do it, but your capacity to do so is so limited because of the speed. Because now you got smart TVs. Every kid is on Wi-Fi with a device, with your phone, their iPad, their laptop, whatever. If you go on a laptop like I am right now, you can't have anything else on with a 5 megabits. Yep. Like you're all fighting for Wi-Fi. So that's what I mean. Going back to Elon Musk, that is going to open up the doors. And you're right, like SaskTel, what's the other one?
ExploreNet.
They're all going to be going bankrupt. I'm going to say it right now. They're all going to be going bankrupt because Elon Musk has got it right. He knows how to. The guy's a genius. I know a lot of people think he's weird and all this stuff, but the guy's a genius. He's for man. He doesn't really care about. He cares about money, but only to do bigger things. It's not like how much wealth can I gather.
So can you be weird and be a genius at the same time?
Absolutely.
Yes, you can, Gino.
Oh, I think
you are halfway there, bro. You are halfway there.
I'm not sure that's a compliment or an insult.
But there you guys go. So
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, Sequin pays 120. You said.
Yes, 120 bucks a month.
So I don't know what Chris pays or that other person that posted 180. Like, I'm guessing they probably pay $100 for all that speed. Like that's the unfairness, and that, and let's admit it, when you're going, an indigenous community, there's not much money going around, right? So I mean, $100, $120.
120 on my, and it's not even a package. It's just for the internet. That's it.
So you're spending $120 of the bare minimum money you have to try and get a business going, and you're fighting for Wi-Fi. And I've heard really some shitty things about ExploreNet, that it always goes down and something like that. Is that true?
Right now, ExploreNet has me on my knees. So if they're going down, this is nuts. This is nuts. Please, ExploreNet, work today.
This is not a sex show.
Oh, calm down.
What about Jordan's Principle when they help children with Wi-Fi? Yeah, that's schooling and stuff. They do that, but no, they're not even supplying Wi-Fi for homeschooling. But that's a whole other topic. We're on business right now, and
so just going back to the internet service providers and that, it's supply and demand, right?
Right. So if Elon Musk comes on, right?
Yeah.
Who's anyone gonna go on? Like, they're saying he's gonna charge only $80, and it's gonna be like that 330 and faster internet. And at the same time, literally, they said it's like as big as a pizza box. This ain't this bigger, and it's plug and play. You plug it anywhere. Like, you could be on a boat, and as long as there's a plug in there, like a generator or something,
like a houseboat, anything. You can be in the middle of the bush in Timbuktu, way up north.
That's me. I spend a lot of time in the bush. Yeah.
Okay, I was supposed to go up to Deschambault. So if I went right in the middle of the Lake Deschambault this week, and there's no service in the bush there, and if you had that little satellite with you, and I had a generator, I would get super high speed internet.
All right. So if anyone from Elon's team listening out there, I'm an Indigenous woman from a place called Atakakoop in the middle of Saskatchewan, but apparently all of these hills around me does not allow me to get regular Wi-Fi. So Elon's team, I'm Indigenous and I'm ready to do business. I'm ready for connection. Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be crazy if somebody from their team had literally heard this?
Oh, Elon? Yeah.
Oh, hi.
Hi, Elon.
Okay,
Elon. Elon, they're nobody, Elon. Man. I'm the person you want to talk to. But yeah, this, you said, it is supply and demand, and in business, obviously, supply and demand. So SaskTel has a monopoly over everybody.
Yep.
Along with TELUS, right?
In the area. Treaty 6
look at this.
Territory, Treaty 4 territory.
This is Michelle's husband. They just actually live in between us and Battleford. We put up the tower to get better internet, sitting at 2.9 Mbps. There you go.
Ooh. I feel for you, Shane.
Ooh.
Move to Red Pheasant.
Move to Red Pheasant, you'll get 5 megabits per second.
But so to make a full circle on this, connectivity is definitely a huge issue. So how would that enhance your business? By being
specifically for IOPPS, I could literally go live anywhere, because I'm not on SaskTel plan for my phone, and a lot of people are, and they put their Wi-Fi in, but Wi-Fi slows down after you guys use a certain amount or something. So anyway, even if you do that, you can go live anywhere. Anywhere. Like I said, you can go in the bush. I could set up my stand here and everything and just have trees in the back and go live. Set up like this. Right? So to me, I think that would and you can because I like to do live interviews, so I could go, and I'm just saying, you get good connection anywhere and you wouldn't have to worry about anything. So I think my business personally, it would be huge.
But you podcast in the morning, in the evening, and at about supper time. Sequin,
But in the same spot, though. In the same spot, I can't leave anywhere.
My podcasts are usually on a Saturday, and my last one was at 5:00, and the connection was terrible on my part. So then I was sitting here thinking, well, maybe I shouldn't have a podcast on a Saturday at 5:00. So that doesn't suit me. So if I were able to lift those limitations and podcast anytime I want, then there are places I can go and people I can meet, and more networking and everything like that could be established.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think that's interesting because the connectivity, without it, I don't know, like we're living in a first world, but without those first world conditions. Like
I'm in a fourth world.
Ardell says it would increase business immensely. Can you expand on that, Gino?
Yes.
Well, yeah, I don't know. Like, I think you could start up absolutely anything. And to me, I think it's all about interaction. When you start looking at the number of people, both of you, for example, would you guys have a business if you guys were not able to interact with other people through the internet? Can anybody? And I don't know, like, I think even speaking with a big furniture store in Battleford, we spoke with the owner this past Saturday. He said that he used to spend about $30,000 a year on advertising.
Wow.
Radio, same, with minimal return. Go social media, boom, absolutely takes off.
Probably
so looking at going live on products that you guys are selling and being able to actually go live with your cell phone and record some of those products. If you guys are selling meat or furniture, or else if you guys were selling lamps and you guys take pictures or live videos of it, the connection that you would have with your audience or potential customers, I think that in itself would sell your product. And then, like, what's interesting is a good friend of mine, his son is working at a auction house here in Edmonton, and he said the number of auctions since COVID has been gone through the roof. And you would not believe everything that's going by way of an auction. The kitchens, like all the restaurants, all their equipment, you could probably pick some of that stuff up 10 cents on the dollar. Mm-hmm. And like, again, it's not only because of COVID, you can't go in there. So what they do, they go live, virtual auctions. And I think, to me, how come there's no Indigenous auction houses? Do we not have stuff that is worthy? I don't know, like, you hear of Indian auctions at powwows. One of the MCs, Howie Thompson from Carry the Kettle, he's actually, I think he went to auctioneering school. And he does
Howie Thompson?
Yeah. And he's good at it, right? And to me, I just like, could that not be a business?
Well, there you go. Maybe the reason he's not doing it is because the internet sucks. And if he wants to hit Indigenous communities at the same time, it's because he knows that we don't have a good connection.
Because all of a sudden you would have an audience throughout not only Saskatchewan or Canada or North America, you'd have an audience throughout the world. And you think
absolutely
about, when you think about even some of your stuff that you have, like parts of your regalia or anything like that, or else if you want to do trades, could that be a potential business? I think
so for something like that, we have to look global.
Hold on, let me interrupt you guys. If you guys have anyone watching our show right now, if you guys have a say in this and you don't want to chime in on the comments, call us right now, 306-717-5395. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say about, I guess our topic is going to connectivity and, just where we would be right now and all that. So if you guys have any information, valuable information, or something you guys would like to share, 306-717-5395. Sorry, you guys, go ahead. Hope I didn't lose your train of thought there.
I'm just dialing your number. That's your number, Nathan.
Hi.
How many times does your phone ring like all day long randomly because of that?
It doesn't, actually.
Oh, come on, guys.
It doesn't really.
Give Nathan a call.
No, my phone really doesn't.
Bring those phones.
Those phones.
Yeah, bro, I tried bringing you on the show. We needed a guest here, so. Great idea. I don't know which idea we were talking about, Ardell. Can you rephrase this?
Probably the idea of looking at an online auction for Indigenous people.
Okay.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. That would go global. That would go global. And that's where my thought is. That's where I'm at, Elon. Can you hear me?
Let's stay on there. Okay. Okay. If we're on right now, say whoever had that business and brought it here to Red Pheasant, and they were, say, somewhere like on a farm, because that's where all the auction was, right? No connection out there. even no Wi-Fi, like no cell service. So
But then-
there you go again, right?
Yeah,
Right.
but I don't know, like you wouldn't have it out in the middle of nowhere, right? So you're gonna
Well,
have
that's when you do auctions, man. They go to the farms and then they auction it off right there.
Oh yeah,
Right.
true that. But actually, I don't like. Ardell did make a comment about having a mobile service provider on the back of a truck charging. I don't know if that's even possible, but what an idea! How is it
What
that
was it?
vehicles? How is it that some vehicles come equipped with internet and not
Yeah.
others? Like, geez, man, it's not like there's a great big modem in there that is specific to that vehicle. Every vehicle should have internet.
I actually did a podcast from my vehicle with ResFox. It was all right.
And you had internet,
I had internet in my vehicle, right?
or you got your vehicle has internet.
Yeah,
Jeez.
it's
Really?
a Chevy. Yeah, it's a Chevy. So,
Only
Chevy,
the
Chevy, if you're
passenger-
listening to this, I'd like a new one in black.
Oh, you're trying to be that dog guy from
Dog face.
Dog Face now.
Cranberry.
Yeah. But there you guys go. There's a perfect example of where we are in the world right now and where we need to be. And guys like Elon Musk, even though he's crazy out there with his ideas, which I love, and like 90% of them he comes forward and he does it. So right now he's shooting all the satellites into the sky. I think yesterday he just shot another 60. I think he wants 1,000 satellites in the sky right now before all of us get connected.
I don't like this is interesting because last week me and Nathan were talking about NRTA and talking about treaty rights up in the air. And I don't like it'd be interesting to talk with your dad, Sequin, and ask him about I don't like we not only talk about subsurface, but what about up in the air? Case in point, you look at Elon Musk and all these satellites. Like, to me, I think we as First Nations should be taxing them because all their satellites are going over our lands without any consultation.
Good point.
Well,
So airspace.
Exactly.
We didn't
I know
sign away our airspace.
well, I know celebrities buy airspace and stuff, or some of them tried and they have been successful, but in the whole world that needs to progress together, I think that's overdoing it. I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say that's overdoing it, because in the end we all need to connect together. We all like the only people that got high connectivity. Now you got me stuck on that word. Is the peoples in the cities, right? And there's so many rural people, indigenous, white, black, blue, whatever, that need to be connected just like everybody else, right? So in that way, I think I don't want to make this a political show and bring treaty rights into it. I want to just
Thank you,
talk
Gene.
about business.
You got them all flustered up now, Gene.
I see that. Actually, you know
all,
what,
all I'm going to say is, do you see this smile?
I was going to say on that note, you know what? I got to go to a meeting, guys. Business never stops. I got to be there by 8:30, so I got to exit. Good seeing you, Sequin. Keep up the good work. Nate, we'll be in touch.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right. Have a good night.
So yeah, there's we're just kicking him out of the thing. Yeah, you got me all flustered with the thing.
So I had a point to make. A little while back when I said that where my mind is with global and thinking about stuff like that. So now I have this little issue with connectivity and my service provider and what have you. And where my mind is at, like where I'm just bursting to go to, is across on the other side of the world. See, I know, like from my travels, definitely, like the world loves us, right? And they want to see us, and they want to meet us, and they want to work with us, and that's where I'm at. And if we have to adjust with time zones and things like that, like we should have internet all the time, like everybody else. So that was a point that I wanted to make.
Point taken.
Point. Sequin
You're on
one.
point. Yeah, Ardell here. Fast connectivity to remote communities would benefit health care and emergency services. Well, 100%. I think yeah, we all know, because COVID really what COVID did is, and I hate talking about COVID, but it's opened up everyone's eyes to a lot of issues of anything. But one of the big issues is connections. Literally, it seems the only people connected are cities, right? And everyone on the outside is not. So we're all on the outside looking in and like, ooh, look at all that fast internet. So that's where we're gonna kind of.
It kind of reminds me of that old book, The Chrysalids. And if anyone's ever read the book, there's a place there called Walk Knock. Well,
Walk Knock?
Yeah. If memory serves me correct, yeah. If anyone would like to call Nathan and talk about the chrysalids and what we're going through right now in terms of
I have no idea what
connectivity. Move on, Nathan.
Yeah. But you guys, like I said, I'm so lost in this conversation right now. We went from literally podcast to connection to treaty rights to but yeah, I'm gonna reel us back here. For those that are just joining right now, we were supposed to have a guest tonight.
Who was the guest?
Her name was Lisa something Feather or something. Feather, I don't know. Gino had her.
Okay.
She was from Quebec. And yeah, she was going to be very interesting, but she had a family emergency. So that's why we asked you. And then we were just thinking what we could talk about. And it was podcasting. You know, let's go for another 15 minutes here and talk about podcasting. Let's talk about your podcast real quick. But then I want to get into how we can, obviously monetize, and how podcasting with Indigenous people can be something that is what is needed, I think.
Right. So, I can't even remember when I had my first podcast. My first podcast, I didn't go live. And when you go live through this platform here, StreamYard, you can go live on Facebook and you can go live on YouTube. And so I did a really cool interview with Roland Corgle, a musician from the Larange area. And things just progress. You just learn as you go. I didn't go to podcasting school, and I know that there is a podcasting school out there, but yeah, there's a podcasting school. So I listened to a podcast from StreamYard, and they had a guest on there who actually started the National Podcast School. What are you doing?
I'm saying this is your teacher right here.
Yeah. Another good thing to get started with podcast is ask people who have done it or have tried or have any kind of tech knowledge how to do things. So you've got your mic and your mixer and things like that. And I'm in the middle of building a studio downstairs. I've got green paint for the background and
for the green screen.
Yeah, green screen, you bet. And I was just thinking now about my connectivity down there, like what it is up here is 4.1, and I guess we'll have to see what it is downstairs. So I'm gonna have to get some kind of direct line put in.
Yeah, what makes a podcast unique? Like I do a morning podcast, a morning show. I also host another one called IOPPS Goes Live. And now I'm hosting this one, which is called IOPPS Indigipreneur. This one is just talking about business, finance, and entrepreneurship. My IOPPS Goes Live talks about just everything in general, I guess, with Indigenous people, their whole story, their whole background. And my morning show is just kind of just shoot the shit kind of thing. Wake up, get everyone going.
Wake up.
But what makes your podcast unique, you think?
A lot of times I get asked, what's your target audience and things like that. And it seems right now, according to the analytics that I'm receiving from Anchor, that the majority of my viewers are female. And I get excited when I have viewers from other parts of the world. But what makes mine unique is that I at first, I'm going to tell you what my intention was first. Hi, Michelle. I remember you. You're awesome. My podcast is called Spring Spirit Nation. So basically, it was to just generally talk to Indigenous people from around the world. And so far, I've only targeted people in my area about what it is that they do. So I noticed that I'm creating a lot of shows with Jared Petra or Jared Lee, Roland Corgle, like musicians that are out there, and I've got business people. It's just a vast array. And
So your podcast is everything kind of thing?
Everything. So my trailer is just basically talking about talking with people who have past knowledge, current knowledge, and future knowledge.
Oh, I like that. That should be your thing. That should be your what do they call it? Like the casinos got where your friends play. That should be your thing, though.
Yeah. So
You know
a lot of
saying?
people are driven by ancestral knowledge and current knowledge, and then totally validate the future knowledge. And so it's basically lifting up the cap of limitations. If they're like, for instance, tonight when we talked about our internet situation, that's a limitation. So I'm ready to move on. I'm ready to I have to think like it's already here. My internet is already here and it's excellent. That's a limitation I don't want to deal with anymore. So yeah, that's basically what makes my podcast unique.
Awesome. And you guys, literally, people ask me like, what about your equipment, all this? Well, I said people have come up to me and they want to start a podcast. What do they need? And it's literally all you need. This is how I started. And Gino, you could see he was on his phone right there. This is all you need. And then you can go to, if you want to just do an audio, you can literally just record yourself. Mm-hmm. I know if you want to go live, you can just do an audio podcast. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So you can go live on Facebook without showing your face. It would just show a picture and it goes live audio. So you can do that. And then if you want to get real technical, you can get the headphones, the mic, and all the other stuff. But first, just try it out. See if you want to do it. Get on there and you can talk about anything. And we're going to get to monetizing podcasts. And what that means is like you can make money. I don't make money on mine right now. I'm getting people they're telling me how I can. So I got to dive into that more. But it's like, don't go into it wanting to make money because you're going to fail right there. Right?
Limitation. Yeah, the platform that I'm using right now is only catering to the US podcasters where they can monetize their podcast. So yeah, the same for me. It's just out of the pure joy and love of it. And what's really cool though is I'm starting to get phone calls from people to set up shows, and it's going to start turning into a sponsorship.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is you didn't go into this podcast thinking how much money you could make of it later, right?
No. It was just something that
you love, passion.
I just wanted everyone to see the smile. That's it. Look at it.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea. It didn't occur to me. It didn't cross my mind or anything like that.
Yeah, you guys, like if you are trying to get into podcasting, you try it out first with your phone. You got to have the passion for it. It's such a beautiful thing. I live and breathe podcasting, and I just love it. Everyone sees me on live all the time. I even have to give a warning on my Facebook, like I'm going live lots, so unfollow me or unfriend me. I don't care. I understand, right? But that's my passion because my whole goal is to obviously to promote my business, which is trying to get Indigenous people connected with jobs, and also share Indigenous success through the podcast and like look at Sequin, how awesome she's doing with her podcast is promote podcasts like this and promote just Indigenous business and just everything awesome about being Indigenous people, being Indigenous. What's the saying? It's beautiful another day to be beautiful, to be Indigenous.
Oh, what was your old saying? Today's a beautiful day. Every day is a beautiful day to be Indigenous.
Every day is a beautiful. Yeah, my cousin always said that on Instagram, so I like that saying. What did she say here, Michelle? Started ladies' night on our Facebook page today, along with our nightly chat. Right on. See, just like that, Michelle and her husband do a nightly walk with their cell phone. That's all she does, and she gets a lot of views, a lot of comments, a lot of interaction. And here's the thing: why a lot of people quit. Here's the number one reason why a lot of people quit. One, they're scared shitless of what people are going to think They're scared of what their sisters or brothers or cousins, their friends, their coworkers, or anyone else are going to say about them the next day after they see something of theirs, right?
Yeah.
Get that out of your guys' mind if you want to try it, because you literally have one life to live, and in the end, they don't really care, because everyone's only caring about really of themselves and what's going on in their life. You know, no one's really thinking about what you're doing. They'll support you. I mean, in the end, it's like, you know, go ahead, go hard. You know, you're gonna get judged anyway.
Go hard or go home. Oh,
yeah, there you go. Go hard or go home.
Already home.
Yeah. So go hard, you guys. Like I said, start with this. And if you guys want to check out what I'm talking about with your cell, go to Michelle Rogers' page. I think it's called Shane and Michelle or something. Maybe you can post it there, Michelle. And check what she does on her nightly chats. And you guys, here's another thing you can do. Facebook allows you to bring in people on your Facebook Lives, and you turn the phone sideways and you'll have two faces here on each side. And then you can just chat about anything. You could literally chat about why the res roads are dusty all the time.
Oh.
Like that could be a whole topic, and that could be like a whole discussion. That could be a whole podcast. You can talk podcast why there's so many res dogs. You can podcast why. What else could you podcast? Anything. Give me something.
I like the res roads one. It's pretty. That's a good one.
But that's the truth with these. And then you know, obviously some nights you might only get one viewer. I remember going live and getting, you know, it would start up real high, like 10, 12, 30, 40 viewers, and all of a sudden it'd shoot down to like one viewer. And I think that was my mom or my sister or somebody was watching.
One thing though is people do get busy. They're interested, and then they come back. So then your viewer climb is always climbing. Like I did a show with Joey Styles, and after the night it was about 1,000 viewers, and then Joey shared it to his page and it shot right up to 3 within 20 minutes. And then over the course of the week it was 9.9 thousand viewers. So but
in the end, don't worry about how many people are watching. Even if it says 0, keep going, because remember, this stays on and people will watch it after. You're so right. They'll watch it after. Some people will just sit there, play the video and put it on the side and do dishes or laundry or something. And look at this. Like, hear what I'm talking about. You can literally talk about anything. We talked about that dead chicken between the bridge last month. Like, right? That's what I'm talking about. Your podcast could literally be called Dead Chicken Between the Bridge. Like, that's a good name for a podcast. But anyway, monetization will come later. Like Sequin said, opportunities are starting to come in the way. It takes one person to hear your podcast and connect with you. If you're showing the content that they like, if you're giving them value, you always got to give value, right? That's the big thing. Value. And like I said, value can, well, I didn't say it yet, but value can be anything. Value can be comedy. Value could be knowledge. Value could be, I don't know, what else could value be on these podcasts?
Your good looks.
Yeah, well, that's true too. No, that's true. People, well, only if you do live podcast, obviously, can be.
Or actually, your personality. You know,
personality
shine with your personality. Because sometimes, what if you have like the most amazing guest and your viewers are like super high, and then your next time. You don't have that many viewers, but they will always come back if you have an amazing personality. And
I like this. Michelle's on fire tonight. Educate, empower, entertain, inspire. Yes, there you go.
Absolutely.
So yeah, and then it'll lead to monetization. But like I said, don't go and start them for monetization. So we're gonna end it there. I'm just all over the place.
Yeah, I think you need to calm down. This is Sequin Achak from Spring Spirit Nation, a guest on IOPPS.ca sharing Indigenous success. Nathan and Gino, I know you're still listening. Thank you for bringing me on your show.
Yeah, you guys, don't forget to check out IOPPS.ca sharing Indigenous success. And go ahead.
Sorry, Nathan. Check out Spring Spirit Nation.
I was gonna get there.
That's right. Oh, okay. I'll let you.
I was gonna see you were saying mine, and I was gonna go to yours. And don't forget to check out Spring Spirit. What's the other
Nation.
one? Spring Spirit Nation podcast. And check out Michelle Rogers there. Her and her husband there. They go live every night. And don't forget, tune into my show, IOPPS Morning Show, 6:30 to 7 a.m. every morning, Monday to Friday, where I just shoot the shit and get you guys started. And that's it. I don't know what else to say. Tune in next week for this one, where we will have a guest like Sequin, and we're going to talk about something that regards business, finance, or entrepreneurship within